Hello YouTube, it is your boy B3, back to another kicking graphic novel review. I know it's been a little while since we've done one. I've kind of been focusing on our second channel recently, so sorry for the lack of videos. Recently on our second channel we reviewed Godzilla King of the Monsters, and today on this channel we are reviewing Godzilla Aftershock, the official prequel graphic novel to Godzilla King of the Monsters. It's an official MonsterVerse story, and it is from Legendary Comics, written by Arvid Nelson and illustrated by Drew Edward Johnson. Runs about $24.99. It is hardcover. I actually was going to get a digital one, but there wasn't one on Kindle. I don't know if they were just selling the print and then maybe the Kindle comes later, because I bought this like the day it came out because I'm the biggest Godzilla fan ever. But it is Godzilla, so I would kind of prefer to have the physical copy anyways. So, let me read you the back of the book real quick. The official graphic novel prequel to Godzilla King of the Monsters no fan will want to miss. The King of the Monsters becomes an endangered species as an ancient terror rises from the depths of the earth, unleashing a series of devastating earthquakes and driven by an unstoppable primal instinct that will test Godzilla like never before. Monarch operative Dr. Emma Russell races to stop the threat as clues emerge to reveal a terrible secret. A tragedy of apocalyptic proportions from the distant past that changed the course of human history is returning to threaten it once more. A shadowy figure stalks Emma's every move as she travels the globe to uncover secrets, while Godzilla clashes in an ancient rivalry as old as the Earth itself. The fate of the world lies in the balance in an epic confrontation that no Godzilla fan will want to miss, setting the stage for the big screen blockbuster, Godzilla King of the Monsters. Now, this prequel won't spoil anything. It's not going to spoil anything for the movie, but if you see the movie first and then read it like I did, you definitely notice some things that are like, oh, you can tell she's going to do something later in the movie, etc. You know this one guy's motivations, you know the mercenaries' motivations, even though they aren't mentioned in this book. And the big monster Godzilla fights in this is Muto Prime, which is the parent Muto to the Mutos you saw before. And this book goes into like the Muto life cycle, how the Mutos work. We discover a lot about the Mutos in this book. We don't really learn much more about Godzilla, but we learn a lot about the Mutos. So that's pretty cool. And we did see a new female Muto emerge in the new movie. So that's pretty cool. We got a lot more Muto info about how they work and impacts they've made on history and their biology, etc., etc. Muto Prime's pretty cool. Apparently, both she and Godzilla are what some of the Japanese gods are based on. And then there's all this cool mythology stuff that they kind of run into, because the Godzilla King of the Monsters movie, the 2019 version anyway, really focuses on them being like the first gods and inspiring myths about gods and etc. So that was a nice way to kind of tie in the mythology of the movie to this comic and kind of show that off a little bit. It's got some pretty good art. Godzilla looks like the design. They obviously started working on this comic maybe before the design was finalized for the movie, because it looks a little different. He still has his 2014 spines, but he has his 2019 feet. He doesn't have his elephant feet, but he still has his pointed swimming spines and not his more traditional spines that we see on the 2019 Godzilla. So this Godzilla's design is a little in between, which is fine. It's totally cool by me. I don't really care. I think the legendary Godzilla look, both the 2014 and the 2019, are both great Godzilla designs, and I absolutely love them. So I'm good. But yeah, the story in this isn't the most interesting or most groundbreaking thing. It's just a movie prequel. Like, it's not a huge story, you know? It's just something to get you hyped for the movie. It's just something to get you hyped for the movie is all. But it doesn't mean it's bad. It's just like, when you read a little prequel book like this, you just expect a smaller story. Like in, we already reviewed the 2014 movie prequel book, and we also reviewed the Kong Skull Island prequel book. And out of the three, I think I might have found the Kong Skull Island one the most interesting. But once again, they're just small stories that don't really have enough impact to affect the movies. That's really the main thing. They can't have too much stuff going on, or they'll have... Because if anything too important happens, then they have to recap it in a movie, because it'll affect the timeline too much, right? It'll affect the timeline too much. So nothing of crazy importance happens. We just learn a lot more about the Muto monsters from 2014. Which is cool, because I thought they were dope monsters. I thought they were dope monsters, you know? It was nice to see like these male and female monsters that look real different and get all to fight them both. I thought the Mutos were pretty cool. And Muto Prime is pretty cool too. I think its design might be a little busy, but it's still pretty cool looking. I like the big orange sacks on it. They kind of remind me of a Necromorph with the big orange sacks. So, final thoughts on the book. If you're a Godzilla fan, you know, definitely get it. You'll enjoy it just because it's Godzilla. If you're just a casual comic fan, you might not find it too interesting. But if you really, really loved the movie, either the 2014 one and or the 2019 one, then you probably want this as well. It's pretty cool. Once again, it's got great art, writing's good, etc., etc. There's just nothing crazy special about it, you know? There's just nothing crazy special about it because it couldn't tell too big of a story or it would affect the movie timeline too much. So that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I will be seeing you all next time when I think we're going to read a Detective Comics trade. So look forward to that.